when a white neighbor called the cops on a black teenager for looking suspicious in their quiet suburb. She smirked as sirens approached, until the police chief stepped out, badge gleaming, and revealed she was the boy's mother, silencing the accuser with a truth that shook the town. Jaden Harris, a 16-year-old junior at Westfield High, stood on the sidewalk of Maple Drive, scrolling through his phone. It was a Saturday afternoon in Westfield, a small Ohio town of 20,000, where tree-lined streets and tidy lawns masked tensions that simmered beneath. Jaden, tall and lanky with a fade haircut, wore a hoodie and sneakers, his backpack slung over one shoulder. He was waiting for his friend Ethan to join him for a study session at the library, a routine they'd kept since freshman year. His mother, Chief Adrian Harris, had drilled into him the importance of education, and Jaden, aiming for a scholarship, took it seriously. Across the street, Karen Mitchell, a 48-year-old paralegal, watched from her front porch. She'd lived on Maple Drive for 15 years, prided herself on knowing every neighbor by name or at least their cars. Jaden, whose family had moved in 2 years prior, was a frequent sight, but Karen's eyes narrowed as he lingered. To her, he didn't fit the block's usual rhythm. She called a non-emergency line before, twice about suspicious teens, once about a delivery driver. But today, something about Jaden's hoodie and the way he stood set her off. She dialed 911. "There's a young black male loitering outside my house," she told the dispatcher. "Looks like he's up to no good. Pacing, maybe casing the place. Send someone quick." Within minutes, a patrol car rolled up, lights flashing but siren off. Officers Tim Bradley and Sarah Gwynn, both 5 years on the force, stepped out. Bradley, a stocky man in his 30s, approached first. "Hey, kid, what are you doing here?" His tone was firm, hand resting near his belt. Jaden looked up, slipping his phone into his pocket. "Just waiting for my friend." "Sir, we're heading to the library to study." And Gwynn, younger and more measured, glanced at the backpack. "Got ID on you?" Jaden nodded, pulling his school ID from his wallet. "Jaden Harris. Live at 142 Maple, 2 houses down. My mom's Adrian Harris." Bradley's brow furrowed. "Harris?" "As in Chief Harris." He exchanged a look with Gwynn, who shrugged slightly. The name rang a bell, but Karen, now standing at her mailbox, interjected. "Officers, he's been out here too long. I've seen kids like him before. Trouble waiting to happen. Check his bag. Bet he's got something." Jaden's jaw tightened, but he stayed calm, his mother's voice in his head. "Keep cool, eyes up, hands visible." "Ma'am, I'm just a student. I live here. You've seen me before." Karen crossed her arms. "Don't get smart. I know what I saw. Shady behavior. Officers, do your job." Bradley hesitated, then gestured. "All right, kid, let's see the bag." "Routine check." Jaden complied, unzipping his backpack to reveal textbooks, a notebook, and a water bottle. Gwen inspected it, finding nothing. "Looks clean," she said, but Bradley wasn't done. "Stay put. We're running your name." Karen nodded approvingly, her phone out, recording. "Good. Kids like him need to learn. They can't just hang around." Jaden's stomach churned, but he stood still, hands at his sides. He'd heard stories from his mom, incidents she'd handled as Westfield's first black police chief, appointed 18 months ago after 20 years climbing the ranks. She'd warned him about moments like this, but living it stung differently. The radio crackled as Bradley checked Jaden's ID, confirming he lived at 142 Maple. Still, Karen pressed. "He could have stolen that ID. You sure he's not trespassing?" Before Gwen could respond, another cruiser pulled up, this one unmarked. Out stepped Chief Adrian Harris, 42, in full uniform, her badge catching the afternoon sun. At 5 feet 9 inches, she carried an authority honed by years in patrol, SWAT, and command. Her face was calm, but her eyes sharp as she assessed the scene. Karen froze mid-sentence, her phone lowering. Bradley straightened, snapping a quick salute. "Chief, we were just—" Adrian raised a hand. "I heard the call on the radio. Jaden Harris, my son. What's the situation?" Gwen stepped forward, voice low. "Ma'am, We got a 911 call about a suspicious person loitering. We're checking it out. His ID's clean, lives here. Adrienne's gaze shifted to Karen, who stammered, I didn't know he was your son, Chief. He was just standing there, looked suspicious. Adrienne's tone was steel wrapped in velvet. Suspicious how, Ms. Mitchell? My son lives 2 doors down. He's a 4.0 student, debate team captain, waiting for a friend to study. What exactly made you call 911? Karen flushed, clutching her phone. He was pacing, wearing that hoodie. I thought he might be, trouble. Adrienne's eyes didn't waver. Trouble because he's black? Because he's a teenager? Or because you don't know your neighbors? The street went quiet, a few onlookers, other neighbors drawn by the lights, shifting uncomfortably. Bradley cleared his throat. Chief, we were just following protocol. No harm intended. Adrienne nodded, but her focus stayed on Karen. Ms. Mitchell, this is the 3rd 911 call you made in 6 months about suspicious people, none substantiated. My son's not a threat. He's a kid with a future. Next time, try a conversation before you dial. Karen opened her mouth, then closed it, her face a mix of shame and defiance. Adrienne turned to Jaden. You okay, son? Jaden nodded, voice steady. Yes, ma'am. Just want to get to the library. She gave him a small smile. Go on. Ethan's probably waiting. I'll handle this. As Jaden grabbed his bag and walked off, Adrienne addressed the officers. Bradley and Gwen, report to my office Monday. We'll review bias protocols. This stops here. Gwen nodded, contrite. Yes, Chief. Bradley mumbled agreement, avoiding her gaze. Karen, still rooted by her mailbox, tried to backpedal. Chief Harris, I'm not racist. I just care about safety. Adrienne's response was measured. Safety starts with knowing your community, not assuming the worst. My family's lived here 2 years. You've never spoken to us. Start there. The incident didn't end on Maple Drive. A neighbor, Lisa Carter, had recorded part of the exchange on her phone, posting it to X. Neighbor calls cops on Chief Harris's kid for standing on sidewalk. Chief shuts it down. The clip spread, hitting 25,000 reposts by evening. Local news picked it up, running a segment. Westfield chief confronts bias in her own neighborhood. Jaden, at the library with Ethan, saw the post trending. He texted his mom. Didn't want this to blow up. She replied, It's not about you, Jay. It's about change. Monday morning, Adrienne met with Bradley and Gwen. She didn't yell. She never did. Instead, she walked them through de-escalation training, emphasizing community policing. You're not robots, she said. Use judgment. A kid with a backpack isn't a threat unless you got evidence. Check biases at the door. Bradley, chastened, admitted, I should have asked more questions, Chief. Won't happen again. Gwen added, I saw the ID match, but I followed his lead. My fault. Adrienne nodded. Learn from it. You're good officers, but good isn't enough. Be better. The department issued a statement, shared on X and the town's website. Westfield PD is reviewing the Maple Drive incident. We're committed to fair policing and community trust. Adrienne pushed for mandatory bias training, funded by a state grant she secured months prior. Karen, meanwhile, faced backlash. Neighbors, some who'd known her for years, distanced themselves. Lisa Carter, who'd posted a video, stopped by the Harris home with a casserole. Karen's always been quick to judge, she said. This time, she picked the wrong fight. Jaden kept his routine, school debate practice, volunteer hours at the community center. But classmates noticed a shift. Some, inspired by the viral clip, asked him about his mom. She's tough but fair, he'd say. Taught me to keep my head up. At a town hall a month later, Adrienne addressed the packed room. Karen sat in the back, silent. Policing isn't just about laws, Adrienne said. It's about people. My son was profiled in his own neighborhood. That's not safety. That's fear. We fix this together. A retired teacher in the crowd asked, Chief, how do we stop this happening again? Adrienne's answer was direct. Talk to your neighbors. Know their names, their kids. Fear comes from ignorance. Community comes from effort. Karen approached her after, voice low. I'm sorry, Chief. I panicked. Didn't mean to hurt Jaden. Adrian studied her. Apologize to him, not me, and mean it. Karen did, stopping by the Harris home with a handwritten note. Jaden read it, nodded. Thanks, Ms. Mitchell. Let's move on. He didn't trust her fully, but his mom's mantra, grace under pressure, held. The story rippled beyond Westfield. NPR ran a feature, Ohio Chief Son Profiled, Sparks Reform. Adrian became a speaker at policing conferences, sharing her approach. Transparency, training, trust. Jaden, now a senior, won a scholarship to Ohio State, studying criminal justice. Might be a cop one day, he told Ethan. Like Mom, but my way. Karen sold her house a year later, moving to a condo across town. She joined a community watch group, this time focused on inclusion, not suspicion. Neighbors noted she listened more, spoke less.